It's news that would shock anyone, especially when you're this young. At just 38, Heiha found out she had breast cancer, and she's among the growing number of young women being diagnosed.
How many cards each?
1 billion.
Heiha Lee doesn't take these moments for granted. And if you thought the actor was tough on screen, behind the scenes, Heiha's been in the fight of her life.
When you look at your young kids, you just want to be there to see them at least graduate. You know, like I remember thinking, I just want to see them graduate high school. You know.
Do you think it's too much if I organise lunch, just the three of us, and maybe her and me spa date?
Whatever makes you happy.
It was the biggest role of her career at the time, and in between filming scenes of Back to the Rafters, Heiha was undergoing chemotherapy for estrogen-positive breast cancer.
I felt a tiny little lump on my left breast, and I didn't really think anything of it because, you know, I was 38. But I did the biopsy, and I remember lying there on the table, and I said, "So, does it look like cancer?" And then they just really casually said, "Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't cancer." And it was that moment that like really hit me like a ton of bricks.
With husband Guy by her side, Heiha endured 20 weeks of chemotherapy, followed by a mastectomy and radiation. She's now on hormone therapy for the next 10 years.
There's a concept that basically this is a disease of older people, and generally until I'm 50 I'm going to be fine. We are seeing an increase in young women presenting. I'm personally seeing it in my practice, but it is also a trend we're also seeing worldwide.
Associate Professor Sanjay Warrior is a breast cancer surgeon at Chris O'Brien Lifehouse in Sydney. He says the number of young women being diagnosed is now above 10% and increasing.
Why do you think we're seeing that?
In our current culture, we generally are working and generally having children later. There's an exposure to estrogen through foods, through alcohol.
Dr Warrior believes younger women are more exposed to environmental factors, like exposure to toxins, endocrine disrupting chemicals, which could play a part.
That I was getting some strange sensations under my arm, like a tingling sensation, so I thought I better get it re-looked at.
35-year-old Michaela had her breasts removed last week. Today she has a follow-up appointment with Dr Warrior, where she'll find out if she's in the clear or not.
So Michaela, we've got the pathology back. It's been tested under the microscope. There's no signs of cancer within the specimens that we've at this point taken.
Yeah, fantastic. That's really great. Exactly what we're hoping for. Thank you.
Michaela's kids had their fingers crossed.
Good news, no cancer.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
That means no more surgeries, right?
Yeah, no more surgeries.
Well done.
Well done. Is that all right, Charlie? Yeah? You happy?
Breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer for women aged 20 to 39. They have poorer survival outcomes than older women because they usually present later. In Australia, women 40 and up are invited to have free 2-yearly mammograms. For any woman under the age of 40, it costs from around $1,500 to get diagnosed.
I didn't think at 30 I was going to be diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer. Going through it all, I lost my hair, something that I loved a lot.
Jessica's had 3 surgeries and is now undergoing her second round of chemo, which will last 5 months.
My main thing was my kids. Like, they're just so young, and I didn't know in the beginning where I was going to be after all of it. I still don't, because I don't want to ever come back here again, and I hope that I don't.
How did you explain to your young children what Mum's going through?
Mummy had something bad in her body, and it was making her sick. And if we didn't take it out, and if we don't go to the doctor and treat it, it will get worse. And when they asked me about my hair as well, I said it's just the medicine. They took it really well. I do see myself as a really resilient person though, so going through this, it has been okay.
Heiha's adjusting to life after cancer.
When I got Boy Swallows Universe, I was actually really nervous because I hadn't really had a role that big since my treatment. And you know, like over treatment, I had lost my hair, all my fingernails had fallen off. I had just been stripped of everything. So I actually didn't know if I was able to, you know, be on set without having a panic attack. But I think playing that character really helped me get my strength back.
You were awesome in it.
I think Australia would agree with that.
Yes.
My biggest fan.
Why don't you ask Lyle your most important question?
Be aware, be informed, and if you notice a lump, please don't sit on it.
Yeah, such an important reminder for all of us and for all cancers. Early detection saves lives. So if something's not quite right, make sure you see a doctor.